We're here. Welcome, everybody, to the Roll the Bones podcast. Different surroundings, right? I'm officially, it's the first live we're doing from the new studio. I wanted to share this experience with everybody, the whole family. I'm glad to see everybody here. I'm going to just make this adjustment so I can read the comments. Still getting used to all the techniques. Can we hear me okay? Is everybody hear me okay? Manju Bene. I see Mike. I see my sister Yali. I see James Jordan. Kate, the whole family's here. Red, I'm coming through okay. You can hear me? All right, good. Mike, I was concerned that maybe the Pazzo got to you pretty quick. You know, Brother Cody is joining me tonight. So we have huge announcements live from 2 new studios. Cody's got his new space up and running. You know, yeah, he took the sunglasses off. I did too. We don't want people thinking that we're demons or anybody weird. But so for those that saw us up on Instagram last night, we made the official announcement. We made a big announcement. Brother Cody is now one half of the Roll the Bones podcast. We are here officially in the East Coast studio. It is a work in progress. We're just going to build 2 more studios on either side of this room. This will be where the shooting of One More Mission content, face-to-face content out here is going to be taking place. Also, Money Mayhem and the Mafia with Aunt Arolata. And for those that have been following it, Ant is the day one motherfucker for real. So, you know, we were live this afternoon. We went live up on Instagram. We walked around a America 250 event. A lot of charitable organizations showed up, raising money for different causes, whether it's for, you know, the women's club or veterans, first responders. Great turnout. I'm very proud of everybody that showed up, did what they had. Wizard, I'm going to get with you in 2 seconds. So let's just give Brother Cody, congratulations, bro. I'm glad to have part of the family.
Absolutely.
We're gonna make another big thing right here, right in front of everybody, for everyone to see. Congratulations, a wrench. Wizard has earned a wrench. Known Wizard for 150 years. Tinfoil Wizard has earned the fucking wrench. Love you, brother. Congratulations. Be sure to show absolutely no mercy to all the fucking ignorant trolls, whether you're crying about Yellowstone or you're just being a jerk off. Handle them aggressively and throw them on their face. So, all right, yeah, here we are, brother. Good to have you. We're new studios everywhere. You're looking rather dark, but I can't tell if I'm just blind. I can turn up my brightness.
Me? I can turn it up. I'm at the normal
never mind.
setting.
It was just mine. It was just my thing. It was a little dark, so I turned it up. So how does Jason do this where you can see both? I'm just gonna read as right here. Kurt Hafferty. Kurt, look, we're officially in the Roll the Bones studio. This is not in my house. We're in a place now. We're professionals. I know it's debatable, like, you know, but I promise you, we're in a space now. I'm going to leave you with Cody for 2 seconds while I set up my other phone here so I can read comments. But you got Cody.
What's up, family? So if you did not catch, we'll go back over again. Last night, Chris made the announcement that I am the other half of Roll the Bones and Iron Sanctum. We are going to be moving into tons of more content. And when I say tons, like tons of different content, we're going to be progressing into different areas, niches, and things that we haven't normally covered. That way we can reach more avenues, more people, more stories, right? Because there's stories there's stories everywhere, stories of redemption, and you know, we don't want to get all the horror stories, but at the same time, we're trying to find the ones that matter, the ones that are impacting, and there's ones everywhere. For instance, we're going to see if we can maybe dip into the Mackenzie Cirillo stuff. My wife is probably a subject matter expert on that situation, but I think it would be very, very interesting for somebody who's been to prison, in a state type prison, to sit down and talk with another inmate, maybe possibly, or her, if we can get a hold of her. That, you know, I don't know about that because she seems a little press hungry, but at the same time is what it is. And
we are the press.
We'll see.
We are the press.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. She's press hungry. And, you know, it's just crazy. because for instance, she went from being this like goody two shoe little innocent girl to talking like she's from Detroit, which is kind of interesting, and looking like she's been a little bit hoodriched. But yeah, she's a whole different ball game. But things like that. To people that have had types of careers that normally you wouldn't think about, like maybe MMA fighters or actors or actresses that, or singers that didn't quite make it to the major level. That, for instance, I'm trying to reach out to a kid. I haven't talked to Chris this much yet, but I knew a kid when I worked at Second Chance Center that he was one of those prodigies in Aurora, Colorado, and he was this amazing basketball player. He got taken out to UCLA, and they wined and dined and cocaine this kid until he was a drug addict. Well, then he became a drug addict, and they just got rid of him before he could ever become a basketball player. They shipped him off, canceled him out, and it's kind of like, well, hold on. You brought him out there, and he had never done drugs before, living in the hood, but yet you canceled him out because he did what you provided him. Which brings me up to, if you are the form of delinquency to a minor, fuck you, you're a piece of crap. You should not be harming our children in that kind of way. If you know your children or loved ones that are younger that you are in charge of are doing something they shouldn't be doing, you should be the force that they hear the better, the good, and the beautiful out of, instead of supporting it and being their best friend.
100%. And one thing I do want to add to this, a little bit of a side note. It says, Brother Kurt said he was in the hospital the other day. Kurt, if you need anything, I'm just Red. I don't know if for some reason I'm not getting emails from Kurt. Make sure Kurt gets my personal phone number, so that way if Kurt needs anything, I love you, brother. You can always hit me up and reach out. I'd rather you have a direct line to me, family.
Wait, he said he made it. How?
Well, he said he was in the hospital the other day, so I'm chilling.
He said, I'm so glad I made it. Oh, made it here or made it out or made it?
I mean, well, making it here and making it out are the same thing. I mean, dude, so Red, figure that. Talk with Kurt. If you can, you can reach out. You can reach the Running Wild with Red. You can hit me or Cody up on Instagram, and we can get you linked up. But Kurt is that's in this family. Kurt is as loyal as a motherfucker, dude. Like nobody. I'm telling you right now, Kurt ain't the one to fuck around with. Kurt ain't the one, dude. Love this bastard. Same thing with you, Guard. I see you. We got Mike. He's like 17 bottles of Pazzo in. He's really living up to Mangia Bene. But yeah, I love it. This whole family. And of course, I want to thank everybody like Red, Kate, Yarn Maiden, my sister Kim. I love you. Thank you for being here. I bet you are fucked up right now. Which one are you drinking tonight? You drinking that signature blend? Of course, I see Yali's here. My sister from across the sea. Cody you had the first. You and Kate got to talk to Yali yourself yesterday. How'd you like it?
Oh, Yali's awesome, dude. I mean, you never know. Obviously you don't know what to expect. You just see a screen name, and so when she popped on and she started talking to us, we had a great conversation. And it basically ended like this: that her friend count in the United States has grown again. So her friend count over there is diminishing in size, and we're all taking her in as family. That we care about her, and it matters that she's here. She's awesome, and she's got a great story too, right? Talk about somebody that deals with a different kind of a world than we do. Like South Africa may not be crazy like North Africa, but it's not here, right? They don't have the same freedoms, customs, and respects that we do. So they struggle, and they have, a lot different fears than we do, or things that they got to worry about.
Yeah. It's a different world, bro. It's a completely different world. And that's the thing. Like, we're so used to living, you forget that it's not just like you think about what the immigrant culture is when they come here. It's that culture. They're bringing a watered down version of it in a lot of cases, mainly due to some intimidation. Possibly you're in a new world, new area, and you're trying to bring a little bit of home with you when you come here. Now that's a problem in some situations. Absolutely. Yeah. But when you think about it, when you're in the places just like America, Look, we have our own way of doing shit over here. And even in America, there's so many subcultures within this. Like the way we live out here is way different than they live on the West Coast. It's way different than they live down in Florida. You know, and oh, that's right. It's Matt Petunis's 30th wedding anniversary. Congratulations to you and the wife.
Wait, he's been saying 32 years every time to me. When did you add 2 years?
He soured when I was on the phone with him earlier.
When do you lose 2 years, bro?
When you lose 2 marbles, that's what happens.
He lost 2 marbles way
Mike,
longer.
Is this the one you were drinking tonight? The Pazzo Signature Blend? This is the fuel that makes the Roll the Bones podcast. That's make us what we are. So, Manja Benny, you don't want to get cracked with this bottle. 100%.
No. Put Matt's wife in for sainthood. Matt's wife gets put in for sainthood this year.
Do we get that too for just having to be friends with him, or
at the 5-year mark, I heard. That and a psyche valve for competency.
Yeah, we should probably get checked out. We get for some of our friends. Oh, the Sauvignon Blanc. So that means you are over here having this. It's beach season, so of course you got to have the Sauvignon Blanc, the white. We keep the Pazzo blend on tap in the Roll Bone Studios or in this area, the Iron Sanctum Pazzo Media. I'm married to weed. Mary Jane, really? Sounds. I mean, it's good to romance a little bit, I guess. Guar, that's another, he's such a great dude. I talk to Sean all the time. I love this dude to death. I feel like I've known him for 100 years. And he knows, dude, with him, I promise you, if we cut loose, it'd be nothing but movie puns for 40 minutes.
Yeah. Demon Chihuahua says Matt's wife has weapons of mass destruction in the kitchen. Oh, it's great, dude.
I thought it was a coffee walk that only fuels Roll Bones on Instagram.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good stuff. This is where a lot of content, the face-to-face, the new content interviews are actually already being conducted in here. I've concluded, I believe, 6 so far. We have people, and I'm proud to say this, dude. I can't believe that I've hit this point. But I have people flying in from other states willing to spend their money to come sit with me. Straight retard. I'm proud of it. Love it.
Should be, brother.
Yeah. And it's so nice. Look at that. Look at it. We have everything. A little bit of representation. There's a secret Jesus on top of the.
I see him.
You see him?
Yeah, he's right in the middle on top.
Maybe we'll move him around. We'll play a little game. Did you spot Cody Bowden Jesus? Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? Yes.
Yeah.
Back to the 90s of when things were great.
So you'll see the trailer coming soon for all the new release interviews. I've been trying to get them, really just get them roaring, getting them done. We're moving into, like Cody was talking about, we're moving into way more different avenues. Obviously, you're always going to get the Mafia guys over here. We have that. We got the Cosa Nostra hookup. Speaking of Mafia, there was a thing. There's a lot of shitty media out there abusing a friend of mine. Me and Aerolata's Johnny A-Light got picked up on charges last night. You can read all about it. John's a great guy. He went from one of the most feared men in the Mafia, rose up to be a councilman. Great guy. So keep Johnny A-Light in your prayers. Hope he beats this case. I'm telling you, the guy devoted his time into rebuilding his life from fucking nothing. But one of the most feared men. I mean, you're talking about time in prison down in the fucking Venezuelan jail, one of those real prisons. American prisons ain't got shit on that place. That's might as well be a North Korean labor camp. But yeah, keep Johnny A-Light in your prayers. He's been a dear friend of this platform. He was the third guy I interviewed. You can go all the way back in time, and you can watch my interview with Johnny A-Light way back when. But
that's a good interview. That's a good one. That's a really good interview.
Yeah, especially when he talks about grabbing up all the Hamas leaders and chopping their fucking heads off. I mean,
don't make me come visit you.
Yeah. John he's just a great dude. So we want to just keep, just throw some positive energy his way. Oh, he's going to beat this case and get him back to business, get him back helping people in the community. John is also the reason why I support Black Post Project. He introduced me to it. For those who don't know, you know, he had lost his daughter due to a fentanyl overdose. But it was, you know, no parent should ever have to lose a child. Separating from you. Oh,
Kurt,
man, Kurt.
Are you still in the hospital, brother? Did I missed it when I asked that? But you said that I can't pronounce that. But you have inflammation in the thin tissue separating your lungs from your chest wall. Is there anything specific that needs to happen that we can pray for, that we can look? You know what I mean?
He's home. Well, Cody, Kurt, if there's anything that we can do to help you in any way, just let us know.
Absolutely.
It's done. Just not money, because we're a bunch of broke fucking bastards over here. Building businesses is not cheap.
No. Nope.
Guarfan says he enjoyed Cody on Ian Vick. Hell yes, you did. I got to see that while it was happening. Thanks,
Guar.
It was a good interview. You ever see a dick freeze?
Hey, what was the funniest part so far is, like, I've had a bunch of people approach me, and you know this, but I've had a bunch of people approach me, and they're like, you know, like, I didn't know this about you and all this and that. And my pastor Patrick, when he says, Cody, I didn't know you knew how to talk like that. And I'm like, well, it's kind of the environment, right? And then I was walking away, and that's the only thing I could think about is my pastor watched this part where I'm like, you ever seen a dick freeze?
So there's a lot of really cool stuff. Cody was also featured on a podcast recently, the Suffering Podcast, that just released. I believe there's a few more. I think there's a few in the works. I can't say just yet, but Cody's going to be on the tour again. There was another, it's in the works. I don't know exactly the details, but I know we're going to help a friend of ours, Greg Scarpa. He's going to be getting busy on, oh my God, the boss, Aunt Arolata's here. We're in our studio, Aunt. I'm
Manja Bene.
Manja Bene, you throw your Manja Benes in there for Brother Ant. That he is 100% a day one motherfucker, like just like I am. We got Brother Cody with us now, so we're gonna ride hard, ride deep, and we're gonna conquer the fucking world, dude. I promise you that. But we're gonna be helping Greg Scarpa Jr. He's putting together some content. We're gonna edit some stuff for him. So we're gonna, stay up for that. Follow Greg up on Facebook, YouTube. I don't know if he's got his YouTube up yet, but definitely follow him up on Facebook. And he does lives all the time. Don't be a dick. Ask real questions. Same thing. Brother Ant's you can go over, subscribe to Money Mayhem the Mafia. Or you can go over to AnthonyArolataOfficial.com and you can get some dope ass shit like the Kill 'Em With Success shirts. You can get the fucking Arolata Smoke Shop shirt, direct link to South End Syndicate, and the Pozzo blend that fuels the Roll the Bones platform. I always got to get to my plugs for the family. You can head over to our Alaskan Big Brother, the AlaskanAvengerOfficial.com. You can stay up with everything that Brother Jason's got going on. Merch, YouTube, TikTok, all of the above. Or you can drink Jurassic Park beer. Listen, bro, I don't fuck around with the Jurassic Park beer. That caused me a new problems, homie. That caused me a lot of problems, brother. That good friend of mine, Jose Brigante Gaming. Good over there. Subscribe to him. I'm gonna put a boot in my brother Jose's butt and make him fucking start pushing out more content. He's a crazy wild bastard. I love this man to death and miss you, bro. But the AlaskanAvengerOfficial.com. Check it out. Stay up with everything Brother Jason got going on.
What is Jurassic Park beer?
Oh, bro, listen, you don't want to fuck around with Jurassic Park beer, dude. Listen, it's like 20%. I don't know what it was. All I know is me and my buddy Jose, Kurt Haverty. Oh my God, $10. Love and respect. Congratulations to Roll the Bones. Congratulations to this whole family, bro. Congratulations to the entire family. This has been a brutal road to get here. And I remember back when this first started, it was just me, Anthony Arolata, Gucci Boomer, Joe from Tack Tribe 2.0 up on Instagram. Like, and Dave Moser. Ant rode with me when he stood for me when nobody else would. I promise you that. And he's the hardest working son of a bitch, but here we are. We dig in, we handle the business. Now we have our own studio space where a lot of great shit's going to go. We're going to be able to help people. We're going to be able to produce content. We got a lot of other stuff in the works. I'm excited to.
A lot.
I kind of want to talk about that thing we talked about yesterday. The event that True Fist Mike, Miracle Whip is an abomination. I support that 100%. Thank you, sir.
Listen.
It's Masad mayonnaise. It's Masad mayonnaise.
It's delicious.
Fucking.
If you're just a generic basic person, maybe you like mayo. I like my mayo too when I just want to be boring.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing, bro. Miracle Whip is literally basic as fuck, bro.
How's that? It's whipped at miracles.
Yeah, but listen, that's the devil tricking you into thinking you're eating mayonnaise.
Wait, green mayo? We're not talking about green mayo.
No, we're not talking about Brother JD and the green mayo. It should be used to deter rodents. It is I think it is made from decon. Yeah, see, look, the vote's in. It's trash.
I don't know if Burger King uses. I don't think so. Maybe I've never worked there.
Loads. They load its loads. That's I can't go in that best foods. Man.
Loads.
Yeah, the simple response. What is Miracle Whip made with, anyways? Loads.
They pray over the mayo as they whip it, and it turns into something tangy. Yeah, Miracle Whip is just like a tangy sandwich substance. I don't know. No, I honestly, I've thought about this like from way back.
God, Matt Patuna's $20, brother Matt.
Look at this, we rolling tonight.
Listen,
family,
about to make a grown man cry. Look, see, and know what the thing is we're gonna be doing some amazing and wild shit. And I hope, you know what, it's going to get me a little misty, so I ain't going to go too far into it. But listen, I remember just a simple conversation. You don't know how relationships are going to form. You don't know where they're going to come from. Charlie Kirk's murder brought me and Cody together. A dark moment in our history brought me and him together. And then, a simple email thing. I was on the phone with Ant right when this was getting started, right before Halloween. And he became one of the most, I value my friendship with Air a lot more than people realize. It's like, trust me, when you debate, like, he lost the car, and I don't hold that against him. He couldn't find the car. He might have more dementia than me. I don't know. But I couldn't find the table, but he's become just a great friend. And he looked out for me when a lot of people would have just stepped the fuck over your body, and that's not lost on me. It never will be. That's a loyalty. I have a loyalty to my brothers that cannot be bought.
Yep.
And I let that be known, because I know some of the motherfuckers. If you prove to be an enemy of my friend, you're my enemy by default, and I will go to war for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And fuck the snakes in the grass, because we got a good lawnmower. I tell you what. We just go to mow the yard and just clip them, and we're like, whoops, didn't see you there.
Right in the trash. You know what? Here, give me 2 seconds, because since it's becoming a topic of conversation, I got to handle something. So talk to them.
Wait, the mayo. What about the trash?
Yeah, we're throwing mayonnaise in the trash.
I already did that. You got the video.
The Miracle Whip.
Oh, you got Miracle Whip? It's at the studio? Ooh.
Yeah, I use it to throw in the garbage when I get angry.
I toss it in the trash.
Yeah.
Have you ever even tried it?
Yes, I have. That's why I don't like it. I try things first. You know what? Since Mike Rigo gave me this awesome gift. It says Miracle Whip, discuss. Motherfucker, like this sick bastard. This yeah, Manja Bene, Mike. Manja fucking Bene. Right?
That is so great, dude.
Yeah, I can see. I'll switch clothes and lives. That I'm handicapped like that. Don't hold it against me. I'm gonna see if I can tilt this back just a breath. I can't tell because I have the comments up, so it's like a window. So let me step back just a little bit.
You making fun of me, Red?
Yes, she is.
I sound like a bull dyke.
But listen, I spent the month of April looking like a lesbian. If I didn't let the beard grow back, I was like literally I was this close to putting a down payment on a Subaru.
Let me find out my fucking wife made that thing and sent it to you for him.
What's that?
I don't know. My wife just said BFP can make those, and I just said let me find out behind my back. She made a Miracle Whip talking shit shirt. Not like I'm gonna do anything.
It's one of us. Listen. You were horrifically outgunned when it comes to this.
Then I don't have to worry about my fucking Miracle Whip getting eaten. It doesn't bother me one bit.
Good.
I did not make that.
Oh, dude, you're getting murdered on the live.
It's a Dateline.
I did not make that. I said
It's
we
about to turn this
can
into a
make
snuff
it.
film. Like,
Right? She's right. We can't
Y'all are
make it.
getting me in trouble.
she's gonna. I thought she was gonna come in and crack you with an old scroll, dude.
It can
That's what I
happen.
thought.
She's used one today.
Yanni, the filmmaker here. Dude,
She's
Yanni,
used
what's
those
going on,
words.
buddy?
She's used those words to viciously lay down the law today.
I said
What's
we
that?
could make it.
Her word. Sorry. The Elder Scroll that she wrote earlier.
Yeah. Hear ye.
I tell you what, there's some things you don't want to be in life. You don't want to be a Jonaldson, and you damn sure don't want to be a flounder. Those are the two things in life. You can eat all the Miracle Whip you want in the world, just don't be a Jonaldson nor a flounder. That's all I gotta say.
True.
Real people eat Miracle Whip too. Just not many of us, I guess.
True. Listen, yeah, you know what? You're gonna find out. You keep disrespecting mayonnaise, and when she's using your Miracle Whip as lubricant to peg your ass, I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't want to hear it.
That's dings.
But with all seriousness, we're going to be doing more guerrilla reporting. We're going to be going out, hitting more secret societies. We're going to go trick-or-treating at the front door of Skull and Bones until they let us in.
And
me and Cody found some very interesting shit after
Yes.
we did that report.
And we're going to take a trip up to Looney Tune Mountain when I come back. We're not going to go all the way because I really don't feel like fucking dying. I believe that shit's legit. You get close, you die. But the fucking the place out there.
Well, you got to be more specific. We got a lot of places out here.
No, the mountain where the town was down by it, where they have the road.
Town?
Dudleytown. There you go. That one.
Yeah. Dark Entry Forest. Yeah. Like,
Go to
I'm
the
not
edge.
so much worried about the curse. I'm more worried about getting arrested.
Well, I mean, go to the edge where we won't be arrested. Take the picture and bounce.
Well, what the fuck is that reporting? Except that
Okay, then we'll step on the other side.
We're too much of a bitch to fucking step over the barrier. Ooh, we're breaking the law. It's like putting your toe
This
over the
invisible line.
Yeah.
No, but I want to go out there and check that out. I was actually last night, dude, like it was crazy because I stopped on some Instagram channel, right? And it was all these like old stories. It was about like the Uchus in Michigan area or something like that, where their war chant, like they used to have one where they would sing and it was like if they were okay with dying, basically. And they had a dark cave that like, 2 or 3 went in and they could hear the battle cry, that call. And then like it stopped. So then a couple more went in and it did it again. So the next day they returned with a huge group of dudes, went in this cave. They all disappeared, like stuff like that. Right. And you already know this actually, but most people would have no idea that Connecticut is like the Hartford circus burnt down that one time and killed like 160 people. And that's how they figured out they were using flammable chemicals to treat the canvases. And then, I mean, there was like all these stories of kids that were serial killers, and how many serial killers are from Connecticut is wild, dude.
Well, listen, we have. Thanks for stopping in. Kurt Pharma Sutra at Mapatunas. Like, But no, like, no, we between Connecticut and Massachusetts, just there alone, even New York, the amount of dark and crazy shit, like the Warren Museum is out here.
Yeah.
Like literally 45 minutes like that way from me. Connecticut is where the Salem witch trials actually started. Salem gets the notoriety, but Connecticut is where the first trials happened. We're one of the original colonies. Connecticut, and Massachusetts, like this is where America began. So when you're celebrating 250, you know, I'm celebrating it legit, like out here, because this is where they happened. This is where everything started, man. I think what was Massachusetts? Was that the first? I think it was. I think it was the first colony. Don't quote me on that. I'm not like, you know, but I'm almost positive. But no, like to go back to what Guar was talking about, where you mentioned if we go into Silent Hill. Silent Hill is in the premise of Silent Hill is based off of Centralia out in Pennsylvania, Centralia, Pennsylvania. It was a coal fire underneath. They had it like damn near. I think they evacuated the entire city. It's completely toxic to be there.
Oh, I think, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know from like my grandfather being a coal miner, some of the wildest things like out here in Colorado, they have when you drive on I-70 east to west, sorry, I keep dropping my fan. East to west, they call it Red Mountain, right? Well, when you're driving and look, like the trees stop, everything stops at a certain line, right, and then it's just gone and it's really red, like the color of the dirt. And part of the reason is because the mountain is oxidizing due to the fact that the fire inside, the coal inside is on fire. Random fact, I don't know if most people don't know this. When coal catches on fire, it becomes a chemical reaction, not the flame, right? So you can stick the coal on fire in water. It'll go out. You pull it back out, the oxygen sets it back off, and it goes back because it's a chemical reaction that's set off. So they flooded the mine, but it kept smoldering because there's little pockets of oxygen, air, and whatnot throughout Earth. So it stays burning, it stays melted. There's never any snow. Like Kate's been through there in the wintertime, and the kids are like, why is there no snow right there? And it's just like this patch across the mountain. And funny enough, my grandfather was part of the team or the people they hired to flood the mountain, close it off, pour concrete way down in there so that nobody could, ever go there again. But coal mines, dude, there's a lot of death in those things, man.
There's always going to be a lot of, dude, listen, it's like, there's a lot of dark history out here. There's a lot of good history too, but there's a lot of really dark shit, dude. And like, I want to sit with people that have survived. Like, dude, like Haunting in Connecticut. You ever seen that movie with the funeral?
Yeah.
The house that got converted from a funeral home? Dude, the house is gone now. I think it got torn down. But, Rick, what's going on, brother? But that was like literally, that's 12 minutes. It's in Southington, Connecticut. It's like not far from here at all. Another town where they used to throw trash in the old mines, and they set trash on fire and the coal started burning. Yeah, I mean, listen, like, there's some fucking wild shit. You go through Massachusetts. Massachusetts is so old. There's a place up there called the Bridgewater Triangle that has a legacy of, there's all kinds of shit, satanic rituals that take place out of there. There's what's the other one? There's like UFO sightings out there. There was witch covens that still operate out there. Ghosts. People have claimed they've seen all kinds of cryptid type monsters and demons and all kinds of fucking weird shit. And I forgot exactly where the Bridgewater connects, but it's a huge scope of land. Yanni, do you remember? I think it's a part of it's not far from where you are, bro.
I know that people. Well, I don't know how many people know, but I think it's The Shining. The haunting comes from, but it's Hotel Colorado has the one room that's haunted. You can specifically pay to stay in that room. It's not just extra, but you have to sign a waiver about staying in there because it is. And I've talked to people that stayed there, and they said things like the pictures on the walls, like they'll change the faces and stuff in the pictures. Yeah. Like when they turn, like they go to bed and the picture's like a married couple or something, and when they wake up, it's a picture of a little kid. A completely different picture. And
They're sure
just
they're
all
not
kinds
getting-
of wild things.
They're not getting drugged and
Right.
they're just like they're in a clown room. The walls like rotate.
Yeah, they're like, no, they're just like, watch this. They smoke too much weed. We're gonna walk in there. They don't even be quiet. They just bust the door open. They're all just stoned.
Yeah, listen, there was out here. It's in Providence, Rhode Island. There, you guys can look it up. It's called Biltmore Hotel. Long history. It was a big hangout back in like Prohibition eras, for the mafia used to hang out there back in the day. Like you're talking
What's
going
up,
all
Dre?
the way back to it's Biltmore Hotel.
Yeah.
lot of crazy shit happened there. A lot of murders. A lot of even like after the mob kind of when they became like super powerful. I'm sure they still stayed there, but it wasn't like a hangout. They just did other shit. But and a lot of once they kind of moved out into bigger parts of Providence in neighboring places, a lot of real scumbag degenerates kind of went in there because now you don't have the fear of that like a crew like that. You know what I mean? So there was like satanic rituals taking place in there allegedly. I mean, dude, I've stayed there once. A cousin of mine got married there, and it was really cool. Like it was crazy looking, real old school shit, brass railings. Really interesting place for sure.
I didn't know this, that the first witch was hung in Windsor, Connecticut.
That's all.
And yeah, in 1647, bro. That is so long ago.
Yeah, I told you the witch trials began out here.
And then they went to Massachusetts, right? Like you said.
I think they all took place throughout Connecticut, like New England, right? Boy, I don't know exactly why Salem gets the notoriety.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of fucked up shit happened there for sure, but Massachusetts got some other crazy shit, like the Lizzie Borden motel was up there. People say at Lizzie Borden's house.
What about the Eastern in Portland, Portland, the Eastern Cemetery, like the oldest public burial ground? They say that they see people roaming around in colonial outfits at night.
In Connecticut?
Yeah, no, Maine. Emmy's Maine, right? Yeah, Maine. Portland, Maine.
All right. Listen, I mean, I know we have a spot out here. You can't go down in the mines. I was telling you about it when you were out here.
Yeah.
It's Newgate Prison. Yeah, it's Old Newgate Prison. It's America's first state prison, dude. And they used to house. It was like a military barracks. I think they had on top of it. But they used to put the prisoners underneath in the mines. I think it was a copper mine or it was some kind of mineral down there they were excavating. They just chained them up in the fucking cave. You imagine that? Like, and I went in there once. A lot of the cave had collapsed, but yeah, I think it's still considered, or it was considered America's first state prison.
That would suck, bro. Like to be chained, because you're talking about wet, nasty conditions, dude. Just terrible. Like I'd never commit a crime in the first place back then. I mean, back then you got your hand cut off for stealing, so wild shit like that. If they thought you were a witch, you were done.
Dre, good to see you. I just seen you pop in. I don't know if you were here before, but
no, he just came in.
All right. Well, good to see you. Gina said 3 places I'll never go again: Queen Mary, Cecil Hotel, and the Roosevelt Hotel. I've never heard of the other two, but I've definitely heard of the Queen Mary. I went on one cruise in my life, and when we came back, they pulled us in when we were docked or whatever, getting ready to leave the ship. One side of us was an aircraft carrier, and the other side was a Queen Mary, and that ship is fucking huge, bro. The aircraft carrier, I didn't think
that's a sailboat, right?
What, the Queen Mary?
That's a sailboat, right? An old boat.
It's a really old cruise liner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Awesome, man. How was the stream over there tonight? Was it busy, wild, crazy? There's a Cecil Hotel is when the Night Stalker killed where the Night Stalker killed most of his victims.
buy the audio and do it on your own. I don't know if I'm brave enough to do that. Like, like how do you whoop a ghost's ass? How does that even work?
You don't. Well, I mean, listen. I know that Richard Ramirez turned the entire state into. Do you guys think I can run for a governor of Tennessee? Well, first you got to see how you look in the suit.
Yeah. Get this.
You got to just remember, most of the politicians that run, it's not about what they know; it's just how they look. So, thinking maybe I can slip through the cracks and they'll accidentally elect me. Yeah, fat chance, bro. There's no accidents in that business. Maybe if you're running for governor, like, oh yeah, all eyes on you, brother. You better get, try to move on to do what Johnny A. like is, city council first. Move your way up. The girl in the elevator, but who the heck is this now? I'm getting texts.
That's crazy, dude. I like the haunted stuff, like, because I don't know, like I a lot of people talk about like the screams in the desert and stuff like that.
Yeah. Knives Out talks about that shit with me.
Right.
Clark told me about it a couple times.
And, places like Somalia, that's different because there's a lot of terrible shit that happens in that country. Iraq,
Right.
not saying nothing terrible didn't happen in Iraq, but I mean, considerably most of the time when we were out there, like, it wasn't, we were quiet, but you're sitting there with a gun truck idling, so it's not like you're gonna hear much.
Right.
But I did see big ass camel spiders. That was not cool ever. Never had one crawl on me.
I don't like barn spiders, and that's not cool ever either. But so that thing, dude. If I saw a camel spider, that's the kind of insect that you feel like you're getting robbed when you see it.
Yes, yeah, it's like a saber-toothed crotch cricket.
Chris, Mr. Morningstar thinks I should run for the governor of Connecticut. I am the assistant to the governor of Montebello. So what do I?
Same thing.
Yeah. Listen. Well, he can look. You can. He's a politician. He's the president of Montebello, technically. So I guess that makes me chief of staff.
True fist. I remember when I was a kid and we were in Michigan. True story. Don't, like, all of us grandkids, we went to my great grandma's funeral. And none of us really knew her. We were all really young, but we were all down in the basement. The kids were all stuffed down there to sleep down there. And it was super late at night. And all I remember was the door to the stairs closed extremely hard. And the adults were screaming at us to like open the door. Well, we weren't moving because all of us kids were fucking terrified because in the window was a ghost or a lady talking to us. And I didn't recognize her until the next day when we went to the funeral and I finally seen my great grandma for the first time because I was really tiny when I met her, right? So I wouldn't remember. I was like 3 months old or something. So then fast forward, I'm like 4 or 5 years old and I vividly remember, dude, all the kids were freaking out and I'm like, what are you freaking out about? And I turn and look and I was scared shitless. And then all of a sudden the lights turned back on and then the adults came downstairs and you guys are full of shit. And I'm like, no, we're not. All of us are saying the same exact thing. And the next day we walked in and we seen the casket. It was open casket. And I remember my mom was sitting there and I was like, that's her. And she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, that's who talked to us last night. She's like, are you serious? I'm like, she was super Native American.
I don't like messing around with the supernatural at all. That stuff really freaks me out.
But she was Native American and very Native American, like rituals, religious beliefs. She wasn't Christian, nothing like that. So her ability, me growing up now, I really consider the fact that her tangibility to this earth as a spirit would be a lot more applicable if that's what you believe, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure, dude. And when you think about what do you? I've looked at supernatural, all right, the concept of ghosts. in a couple different ways. Like there was one theory I was talking with this really, this guy was like a fucking genius. He was hammered drunk though. It was at the bar. He was talking. He applied quantum mechanics to this, which is way above my fucking intelligence level. But he did explain that he thinks that ghosts, because you always hear about it's a woman walking. It's like a woman or an individual you see in this window at this time, or it's somebody you catch a guy walking down a path, or or something like
at an hour.
It ripples in the fabric of time, if that makes sense. Like you're almost seeing there's some kind of energy being drawn to that thing. So you're seeing a glimpse. That's why you see the same event. That it was his theory. I'm sure he heard it somewhere, but
that makes sense.
Napkin, so he had to be somewhat legit and educated.
That makes sense. I'll be right back.
Yes. So you're here with me. Hasbro sells Ouija boards in the toy department. Fun for the whole family, even the dead ones. You know what? Listen. So the Ouija board started as spirit boards that were like, I was watching this whole thing about it. It was old snake, like, kind of basically like Western grifters that were using that as a method to trick widows to communicate with loved ones who died in the Civil War. It is definitely some kind of demonic tool. Like, why would Hasbro buy that thing? I've read countless stories. I know a few people that claim or allege crazy shit had happened to them shortly after fucking using them. So, I mean, I would not be surprised if Ouija boards, after talking with Jesse Zabater and you hear all about the satanic evil darkness that's plaguing this world, what else? I mean, why wouldn't the Luciferian Brotherhood or the Mothers of Darkness want a device that you're bringing satanic rituals into your house? And the thing is you got to remember, like, if you ever like, I don't fuck around with mediums either, dude. You know what? I won't fucking play that shit, dude. I'm not talking to any of that. How do I know that they're talking to somebody that knows me? How do you not? What if it's a demon just talking to you? That just happens to knows what you're doing. Like, why are they surrounded by so many religious artifacts, these mediums? I just, and if you are a medium, if you have that kind of gift, like, listen, I'm not throwing shade on you, but I'm just saying, you'll never catch me sitting with one. And if somebody approaches me, you keep that shit to yourself. I'll tell you that right now. Don't talk to me about don't bring that bad energy on me. Yeah. Like, well, think about I think a lot of mediums though are literally just scam artists. They're preying on people's grief. They're preying on people. They lose somebody. They're so desperate to talk to their loved one, and they're just bilking money. Like, look at John Edwards. The motherfucker was sitting there going, it's just like anybody. There's an audience of 600 people. It's like the letter C's coming into my name. Or into my head. No shit. There's got definitely somebody that has a letter C in their fucking name. It's just like, and then he's just like, oh, is it? And they'll point at this person. They'll be like, is it John, Dave, Mike? And like eventually disagree with him after he fires off 750 names.
Bro,
what's that? We're talking about John Edward.
I got a medium story for you. This bitch on TikTok tried to tell my wife a whole bunch of shit that was absolutely a fucking lie. And I was able to go back on the live because she confronted me about it. And she was like, well, this is what you're doing. And I'm like, no. And she's like, I'm like, this person says so. Oh, well, if you watch the live here, she hooks you on this statement right here. You know what I mean? Like, you rewind them. There's a dot connector every point, bro. I believe that there is people that can do that. Right?
Oh yeah,
but they're not fucking exposing cheaters, bro. That's not what they're there for. They're not talking to dead Uncle Larry about somebody boning somebody's wife around the corner.
Listen, so this is my problem with them. What they do it. All right, have you ever seen there's a documentary I recommend everybody check it out. It's called The Honest Liar, and the magician's name was, I believe it was The Amazing Andy. but regardless, he went out and he exposed all the TV evangelists from back in the 90s. One in particular, it was a really well-known evangelist, and he was talking about how they had an earpiece. People, when they went in, they had to read a prayer, they had to fill out a card, and then they were in the back telling him exactly what it was. So he was fucking everything up for him because they got a guy, they were jamming the signal. Then this is the 90s where you could still jam those signals easily with the right transmitter. He exposed all these frauds, and he started by exposing how it got to that stage. He was exposing like scam artists on the street, like sleight of hand things. He would turn the scam back on them and fuck them over. Really, really cool dude. I think he's alive still. I'd love to sit down with him. But regardless, that is what, to me, that's what mediums are. They look for micro mannerisms.
Mm-hmm.
And they know, and these are like, trust me, I'm not saying that some people don't have those gifts, but the vast majority of them do not. Like when me and Cody were growing up, I'm sure some of this crowd is old enough to remember Miss Cleo, the 900 number fucking, psychic. In the 80s and 90s, psychic hotlines were like a thing. That was like, I'd see the commercials all the time. So I think that most people, what they do is they just look for micro mannerisms. They prey on that. Whatever you do, don't ask to buy a vowel.
Hey, what was the one that you used to say in the mirror?
Bloody Mary.
Yeah, Bloody Mary. And then there was another one. Man, the 90s, they were so great. We were so fucking ridiculous, brother.
Yeah, now Bloody Mary's she's been replaced by Slender Man.
Oh.
Well, actually, Slender Man, but do you see that case though? Creepypasta. There was a whole case like maybe 7-8 years ago when the two young girls, they tricked their friend into going in the woods and they stabbed the girl. She survived, thank God. It was bad. It was bad. Yeah, Bloody Mary was based on Candyman. You're right. Yep, that's right. Hold on. Let me see. There was some. What is it, Yanni? You should have a sit down with a guy named Troy Lilly. He knows so much about supernatural stuff. Yanni, send it over, and I'll try to. Is he from our area? Something easy, because we got a lot of supernatural shit out here. Like experts. The New England Paranormal Research Society still exists, founded by Ed and Lorraine Warren. Still exists, run by Tony Spera and Judy Spera, Judy is Ed and Lorraine's daughter. So they're still out this way. So I'm curious all the other ones. I would love to sit down with one of them, like the Ghost Hunters, shit like that. We got to get the October crowd set up.
Yeah. Yarn, I don't fuck with Beetlejuice. That's one I don't fuck with. There's too much behind it.
What, Beetlejuice?
Yes, but what about, remember the fucking old the late night like TV show host, the sex toy lady, the granny that was like the fuck expert, the fuckspert?
Was it? I know what you're talking about. I can't remember. Was it something? It was something Lovejoy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that lady was so fucking funny, dude. She's like 90 years old with all these, dude, the most wild conversations. Like, what is going on here?
Dr. Ruth, yes.
Yes, Ruth. There you go.
Baby Ruth.
Hey, how far is New Haven from you guys?
35 minutes, give or take.
Damn, your wife's like that. Boom, snap, got it.
The Warrens were.
Was this Sue Johansson, Dre? Is that who we're talking about? I gotta look it up.
We're talking about the old pervert lady with the right?
Yeah.
All right. So Dr. Ruth was another one, but all right. So, but Dre saying it was Sue Johansson.
Yeah.
Sue Johnson.
Donaldson. Oh, she was Canadian. I didn't know that. That's her though. Yes, it was Sue Johansson. She was a registered nurse and a sex educator in Canada. That is awesome, dude. One of the best things. Don't take this to any offense. One of the best things they created, because I seen that chick everywhere on TV.
Mike, I know the Pozzo's hitting in when you're quoting, AR stuff. well played. Oh, we got messages coming in. Oh, Yanni sent me the guy. This guy.
Hey, you guys.
All right, game of
Goose.
foul. That'll be a tomorrow project. That will absolutely be a tomorrow project.
The Goonies is great.
Oh, dude, I love the Goonies. Absolutely one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorite movies. But yeah, this is everything that's going on. We have some great. I'm not doing a truffle shuffle. I'm alive. But yeah, you know what? This is what I love. It took a long road to get into a student. Lost my signal for a second. All right, but I'm gonna be. Can you hear me? Am I back?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, but no, it was cool. Like now we're doing this the professional interviews setting. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna lower this thing really quick, so that way I can actually sit down.
Have you ever really looked into like the the serial killers, like the Michael, like Leatherface? How the dude that they caught as Leatherface actually doesn't fit the bill for Leatherface, and then the family. Didn't Leatherface come, or no, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre possibly could have been a family, if I remember right. Like
Well,
any of those things, dude. There's some wild stories that it sounds like the cops got those things way wrong. Bye-bye.
I think it's based off of. I think Texas Chainsaw is like based off of a few different.
Serials.
It's based on a few different events. Like, to be fair.
Is that what it is? I know it was Ed Gein, but it was, well, is that the guy that committed the crime, or the author? Yeah, who was based off Ed Gein, however, but there's somebody that actually fits the bill better now that they look back at it, and I think that's always interesting.
I think maybe a combination of Ed Gein and H.H. Holmes. H.H. Holmes is like one of America's oldest serial killers. Like I think he's considered. Yeah, because Ed Gein only killed like maybe one or two people. Like Yali's right. He was a grave robber that did that, like peeled flesh, and he was a sick motherfucker. Yeah. Make no mistake. I never really understood why he gets like the press he does. Changeling. Boy, like H.H. Holmes is like that. Look into him, dude, with the haunted hotel. I think I forgot where his hotel is.
There was one time in high school, so I was asked this, and I don't remember the exact question, but one time one of my teachers in an alternative high school posed a question to the classroom, right? And the question was basically this chick goes to her sister's funeral. The next week, her cousin dies. Why?
Huh.
Jokingly, I said something to the effect, well, some chick or dude met the love of their life there, so they killed the cousin so they could see him again because they forgot to get their number. Just being a total smartass. And I was like really close to what most serial killers would say in that scenario when they like have questioned them or done their studies and asked this similar question. And I was like, I was just joking. I didn't mean that. Like whoops.
Yeah. And that's like obviously. I have experience in with talking to serial killers. I've talked to Dennis Rader. I've talked with Happy Face. I'm pretty sure you've seen the conversations. Some of them, like
yeah.
I've talked to 5. Serial killers are like I don't understand the people that love them. Like, listen, like that's a weird demographic of individual. Like, it's weird. It's
Well,
fucking weird.
And
But I'm
the thing
fascinated
is,
for sure.
right. But you know what's weird is like the United States is predominantly the only place a serial killer is listed. But I don't know if that's because of a cultural acceptance of murder. You know what I mean? Because like technically a serial killer doesn't have to have all these crazy behaviors. It's just you killed so many people, right? And there's plenty of other people that have went across countries and North Africa or other places that have done plenty of killing that would fall in
All
those
right.
categories.
So I mean, all right. How many, like, not to sound crude or cruel about it, like or insensitive, but how many people at the end of a scope did you take out?
How many?
More than
A
3?
lot.
All right.
A lot.
I think
I
if
would
I
be
have this, it's your motives have to be different. I think, but
right.
I think it's 3 murders that fit that have the same MO and pattern. So if you were to say, like, look at the
technically, I'm a serial killer.
I guess I know there's more to it than that. That's just like
right.
a simplistic form. You're not a serial killer, obviously.
No.
But
I'll eat the fuck out of some cereal though. I'll kill it.
yeah. Like, but it's weird. Like, I have like a lot of I'll try to post them up so people can read them. But I do have a lot of site journals connected and files that people can read. The only reason I haven't, I'm still in the process of working things out to sit with some of these individuals. The hard part is I don't want to be insensitive to the victims' families.
Right.
All fathers here. Happy Father's Day. Is it Father's Day? Well, it's still Saturday.
Tomorrow.
Is it Father's Day?
Tomorrow.
That's a statement for after. I was about to say something I don't want to put on the live, but it's but no, but yeah, there's a lot of, like, even Guar was down. Guar, who is yeah, there you go. I was just about to ask. Bad Santa, Bruce.
Grape nuts. What the fuck?
Speaking
He said, speaking of cereal, grape nuts. What the fuck? That's what you do. We should put that on his shirt. Grape nuts. What the fuck? Oh, dude, grape nuts were disgusting.
But no, like, there's a lot of fucking wild, like, serial killers it's a fascinating road, like, reading into, like, understanding what the why behind, like, or their motives or what they were doing. It's really interesting for sure.
It is. It definitely is. And again, not to put any harm or any pressure or anything on the victims or the families of those people, because even the families, as you know what I mean, and as much as you've looked into it, the families of them, they get treated terribly, and they had nothing to do with it. Didn't even know.
Oh yeah. Well, and there's one woman in particular. The actions of her father, like, dude, do you know how awful that would be to be branded the daughter of a monster? Because that people are so ignorant and so fucking, they're just pieces of shit at times.
Right. And they treat you like you're that way, I guess, I bet.
Right. I mean, but this woman in particular, like, that's like dropping it. She was adult when this came out. Like, you know what I mean? She was an adult. So this is like dropping a nuclear bomb into your life. You figure out that the person that you care about the most, this nice guy, like, you grow up that way, was doing all this heinous shit. Like, you question, like, how is this guy that I know capable of doing so? It's like you almost don't believe it. It's so fucked up,
And they're generally viewed as a great person, a great father, high morals, high standards, high. I mean, like they're
Yeah.
the last person you suspect.
Is that the woman they made a series on with Dennis Quaid? It is not in question. I have talked to Happy Face Killer before. Despite him being a homicidal maniac, I mean, Keith was a rather sensible person, to be fair. So, just for obvious reasons, I don't want to really get into the woman.
Yeah, no, she's already been bashed enough, brother.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, but that's what the predators do. It's the same thing as pedophiles. It's the same thing. Like they blend in. They infiltrate. Ed Kemper used to hang out in law enforcement bars.
Yeah,
You know, the co-ed killer. There was
Wasn't
a
it
guy, Michael Ross. He was the last execution in the state of Connecticut serial killer.
wasn't Gacy? No, Gary Ridgway. Didn't he have? Wasn't he the highest? Isn't he the highest body count
of modern day? Yeah, they think he might have killed. Like Gary claims he killed. I think he's already been convicted of the 52.
Smokes, dude.
Like, and they think he claims he killed probably up to like 100 women. And that's Green River, Gary Ridgway. Yeah.
Yeah, Green River. Yep. That's wild.
Yeah, and between him and Pennywise, clowns need good PR.
Hey, my daughter. Has anybody heard the rap song by Dallas X whatever Pennywise? If you haven't, go check it out. My daughter, she's like, Dad, put on the Pennywise song, and I was playing it in the car, and I had the YouTube one on, and my son was in the back seat, and he's like, Dad, clown's scary, and I'm like, no, not this one. He's rapping, he's fine.
But with them, it's not necessarily close to danger, farthest from harm. It's they stay close to their prey, and they just know how to operate within this field. It's just they create a very they don't look at danger the way we do. They have no feeling towards it. They won't respond to it like the same way like any of us would respond to a threat. They just won't. And it's a very fucked up reality. You know what? I think, just because Ryan, hello guys. How you doing, Ryan? How are you? Cape Cod Cannibal. But no, there was something that Mary said a second ago, or Margaret, the 70s and to the 90s, a lot of people went missing in Australia. And I have heard that. And that's, you could send over any stuff. I'd love to, research and stuff like that, look into it. If there's any cases you want us to look into. But I think, you know what, me and Cody will talk about, we'll map the thing out. We'll do a whole live, we'll do a big a live event. We'll talk about serial killers. I'll bring for the short term, I can bring some things from some of the killers that I've actually talked with. And we can have an interesting, very thought-provoking live. Why do so many serial killers come from the Pacific Northwest? Well, I think we know the answer. The West Coast is full of liberals, and they think they can get away and do whatever they'd like. It was just me throwing shade, but that is a good question. Listen, my husband's friend was killed by the freeway killer in California. They found him in the desert. Shit, true crime junkie over here. Well, Kate, you got true crime on tap now.
Yeah. This is the second time the Menendez brothers came up. Somebody referred to us as like the Menendez brothers of podcasting or something. I gotta find it. It was True Fist. It was Mike.
But the Menendez brothers would be an interesting one. The Menendez brothers of podcasting.
Is that what he said?
I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
yeah,
said something
He
about
did
that.
say. He said that was me. You son of a bitch.
Lyle and Kyle, or Lyle and whoever his name is.
Yeah, but they found a lot of new evidence in relation to that case. You know what's crazy is I remember that newspaper. I kept it for what you look at when you got here. So for some reason, there was a random newspaper from the 90s. There was a segment. It had when Cody got here, I had him look at it. It's talking about the Gulf War. It was talking about
bombing campaign.
There was an Israeli missile strike, and they talked about the Menendez brothers case, and also the fact that Bob's Discount Furniture was running a sale on a couch for a living room set for it was like $260.
Yep, looked like a nice set.
Yeah, it probably was a nice set. Now it's like $12,000.
Yeah. But the thing is, that one would have lasted until now. This one won't last until next year.
Yeah. I think there was a Kmart ad. I think there was also a Kmart ad for those that know what Kmart is.
Bob's was a real place. What?
Who?
Kate said, I told you Bob's was a real place. What are we talking about? Oh, Bob's Furniture. Yes. She used to tell me about the commercials back there.
Yeah, Bob Discount Furniture. Yeah, it was fucking weird. It was Bob, he had what was his name, Kate? He had the beard.
What? Hey, hold on. Red, what about the dude on the billboards? Do you remember?
Ric Flair?
The Ric Flair of lawyers.
Cody was like, who the fuck is this guy? I was like, he doesn't know who Ric Flair is? Get the fuck out of here.
No, he looks like Ric Flair. He's a wannabe.
It's Ric Flair, dude. That's what he's struggling for money at this point. That he's got to be. Maury's wigs with the guy from Goodfellas.
Yeah, right. Whatever happened to Maury, dude? You are not the father. You are the father.
I don't know. You know that's filmed in Connecticut?
Yeah, I knew that.
That's Jerry Springer and Steve Wilkos.
Yep.
I went to both a Springer and a Wilkos.
Yeah, we talked about that, right? When we went to ESPN, you were telling me about that, right?
Yeah. Like we're outside of ESPN, even though it's down in Stamford near WWE.
Yeah.
And Mike, did you think I wouldn't notice a Goodfellas? Do you know who my business partner is? Like, of course I know that stuff. Like, outside of Cody, I'm our other business partner. And you're enjoying his wine. Bob Kaufman was the name of the Bob's from Bob's Furniture. I don't know if he's dead or not. He hasn't been on TV. Kate, do you remember Joe Birkenberger? He was like that big dude with the bad mullet that was sitting on the Globe.
Be nice to mullets now.
Morning, so you thought Springer was filmed in Waterbury? That's just Walmart. There was just no cameras over there. That's just Walmart.
That's Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart is the down to Waterbury Walmart. It's like is Springer, dude.
Did you go to the Walmart while you were out here?
No, I barely left the neighborhood.
Walmarts in Connecticut and Colorado are two different experiences, bro. Your shit's trash. Walmart out
you went
here
to the
is
Waterbury
nice.
one.
Well, it's still trash. I mean, I can't go to all of them.
They put the nice ones where people have money. They put the nice ones. There's like one of the big ones over in Wallingford.
Yeah,
30 minutes
Kate
from
told me. Kate was like, Walmarts out there are just so ghetto in comparison, like to ours, because ours, like, they're nice. It's different, but
yeah, go to a Walmart in Fairfield County. It's a little bit different,
right?
Yeah,
not everything's behind lock and key.
Yeah, dude, lock and key, dude. Like, oh, it's bad, dude. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, you go to a Walmart in Waterbury, it is basically the pulse of what Waterbury is.
Demon Chihuahua mullets are still cool. I don't care what you say.
Yeah,
I wore one back in the day. Huh?
You have the accent that goes with the haircut. Like, that matters.
An accent? I sound white trash.
You got that Western Southerner accent. Like, if you throw a cowboy hat on with that, it's believable. If Kate rolled a mullet or I did out here, you just get shot, dude.
Bro, if I put on a cowboy hat, Kate wouldn't let me. I don't think she'd let me leave the house.
Listen, that's a Roll the Boners OnlyFans conversation. Ryan, $2.
You're the pervert. Thanks, Yarn.
What Yarn? Nice mullet.
Yarn said nice
It is a
mullet.
nice mullet. See, she's coming in with the hat. She's bringing the cowboy hat
Right.
and the boots. You'll look like Marty McFly, dude. Like in
Marty
McFly
McFly.
3. It looked like the old 1950s space rodeo guys.
Dude, I want the self-tying
With the
shoes. Like,
tassels.
I want the self-tying shoes from Back to the Future. You've seen that they made those, right? The ones wasn't Back to the Future that Marty that wore those that light up and they self-tighten or whatever.
Yes.
Wait, do you remember pump ups? We're talking about 90s. There's my little one. Talking about the 90s. Remember pump ups, bro? Like Nike pumps when you used to like.
What do you mean? Cody has an accent. I don't have an accent. What are you talking about, Mike? Oh, you're coming in? You're jumping in alive? Yesterday, I got to interview your forehead.
Now you recognize her?
Yeah, I know that guy.
Say hi.
Hi.
Mancha Bene.
No, I love you. Go say.
She just ripped your eye out of your head.
You're trying to pinch my nose. I'll be in shortly, baby. Got your nose.
Got your face.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, my son's got a mullet just like mine. We're trying to get it. Mine's curly. My hair's super curly, but hopefully his will start to curl. Why did the chat?
And it looks like Bob died in 23. Do you think his casket was half price? Like, did he get a discount on his casket?
Where?
Ryan is a new member of the Roll the Bones membership family. Good, thanks, bro. You know, kid, you could just come to my house anytime you like. I'm almost positive I know who you are.
I think
He's met Cody. He met Anthony Arlotta. He met Billy. Where's Red? Where did she go? She in here still?
Of course.
Oh yeah, she's here. I was making sure my wife is still here. But now Ryan's a good kid. When are you coming over again, buddy? You come over anytime.
I'm coming soon.
Yeah.
Took, not talk. I don't know. Dude, Ben and Jerry's put out new ice creams. I don't know if you like Ben and Jerry's, but they put out new ones for once.
Right.
Do I have to watch my language?
Do I have to watch my language? No. You know what? We can't keep. I was a little boss man. Which one? My boss man. He's out hustling and handling the business. Ben and Jerry's is pretty good. I don't. You know what? I don't really eat ice cream. Like my wife grew up not far from the real Ben and Jerry's up in Vermont.
Demon Chihuahua. I do actually like my native side. I learned quite a bit. He said it's cool to have Native American background. I actually come from Sault Ste. Marie, Chippewas, and they were like the first Native Americans to not be in the hole. They took the casinos. They actually made them profitable. Then they took healthcare. So if I went to Michigan, I have free healthcare, free college, any school, and the same for my children because we fixed my great grandfather's last name. He was one of 10 guys or 10 chiefs that signed a treaty saying that down to a certain generation, and just a name change, like one letter, affected a whole nother generation. So my kids are supposed to get free education too. But
you know Demon Chihuahua's Yali, right?
No.
Yeah, well, surprise. Yeah.
Yali!
Yeah, she changed the name. I need a beer. You need more Pazzo. But I'm like, this live is this is just the first. We're going to get back to like more serious stuff, serious topic conversation. But this is the first live for Cody.
She says it right there.
And for me, you're gonna go lay down with the wife before you pass out. Yeah. Have a good night, brother. Don't be a Johnson.
Or a flounder. Petunas, I am not moving to the East Coast. I live in Colorado. I'm not making a lateral move.
Let's all move down to America's Wang, dude. We'll go to Florida.
America's Wang. Matt, I would rather staple my nuts to my leg than move to Connecticut, to be honest with you. I would love to live there because my best friend lives there and my wife's best friend lives there. But I can't afford to live there. So
I can't afford to live here.
Exactly. So I can't just hop over laterally and just fucking live in misery.
Yeah, even a shitty apartment's like $7,000 a month.
Yeah.
So me and Kayla we look around responsibly under bridges for real estate.
Really big boxes.
Yeah. No, there's a refrigerator box. Damn, there's a raccoon got it first.
Got it first.
Yeah, we just gotta. Well, you know what? Because because we grew up in the same era. We don't cry over Yellowstone, and we know the difference between stroganoff and bolognese.
Facts.
Yeah. America's too expensive. So what? Everybody is trying to move to the Philippines.
Let's all go to Haiti. That should work out.
Trying to get the fuck out of California. Oh my God, we gotta get a GoFundMe for Brother Kurt. The Roll the Bones Refugee Fund will free you from liberal states.
Well, then are you gonna move yourself out?
Mike, see, you can't say those things, but I'm glad you admitted you didn't know what bolognese is. You've drank pazzo, now you have to have pazzo with bolognese. Trust me. You come out here, and the bolognese you'll have here will it will bring you to fucking tears. Me and Matt Petunas had some bolognese like 2 days ago. It was great.
Dude, I want to go. You know what's wild is I cannot remember. Remember the little green things that were on my pork chop that I told you that Kate made that as a lemon and something chicken, and I was like, it was I just do not capers or something. I don't.
Yeah.
They're so disgusting, bro. So disgusting. And when I was eating that thing, I was like, this thing is delicious. How does it even have these on there? You know what I mean? But that was one of the best pork chops I've ever had, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. The pork chop Milanese. We had chicken Milanese with me and Matt. We did with me and Erlod. We just split the two entrees. But the thing is, I like the way me and Ann do it. Like we'll pick two things, and sometimes I'm just as indecisive on it when it comes to food as he is. It's because I just don't know what I'm in the mood for sometimes. Chicken piccata is phenomenal.
That's what I think she made. I don't know.
Really? I thought capers would be cheaper where you are, y'all. Good to know. So I can bring extra insulin when I finally get down to Connecticut. Listen, you better stock the fuck up, sis. I ate a lot of carbs.
Listen, you take Kate out on a date, you better bring your wallet, boy. Better bring your wallet because she is not gonna order no fucking salad and eat it. Nope.
She running that like a fat guy at a hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, she's ordering the best food. Dude. She ain't scared. You know what I mean? Like me and her are both foodies though. That's why I love to cook. And I'll try to cook. I'm okay with cooking scallops because it's something that I know is really difficult to cook to perfection anyways. But I love to cook all kinds of different stuff. Like when I came out and you made those baked beans you made, dude, those things were so good. And the pork.
Yeah.
But they
Night, Guar. Love you, brother. No, Guar.
Good night, Guar.
You were talking about baked beans is where you left off, just in case.
Y'all, you're badass. Y'all, again, I had a great time asking you questions and random stuff because I knew that my random wonders of that part of the South, because I've been to Africa, not South Africa, and what I did there was not peaceful and not fun, and I would never go back to those same places. But no, your baked beans and the jalapenos and everything, it was so good, and your pulled pork. Most people can't smoke a pork like you do in that manner. You know what I mean? Like I cheat and I use a Traeger so that I can just do it from my phone.
Yeah.
But I'm really good at it.
What happened? Keith, what up, biatches? You just missed Matt Patunas. Guar, or Dre. I'll never use that info again. So thanks for letting me use it. I love you, Dre. Keith, Matt Patunas. I was on the phone with him. He took a shower while I was on the phone, and I had to get off. Total Johnson move.
And shout out that Yali did. Yali did sign up with UPMC, and I did not know this. I've been told by other people I'm in a different country, they wouldn't let me do it. And they told Yali that, hey, this is what you have to do to be a donor. And yes.
Right.
Which is amazing.
And yes, Mike, go back to one thing that Mike said is I agree. You are extremely uncultured. We have to get you out here so you can try all the food that end in A's, bolognese, all that. Mike Rigo. We got to get him
he's uncultured?
Yeah, that's what he said. He's drinking Pazzo blend. So, yeah, of course. Now I can stand up again. My back. I needed to sit down for a second, rest my back. But, Keith, we're live. We're doing Cody's got his new setup. I'm in our new studio over here. Sheriff Officer Keith Shibley. That's the other thing in the initiative for the we're going. So Keith Shibley needs 120 followers up on Instagram so he can start doing retard lives like I do. But his will be a little more fulfilled than my handicap ass. But so head over, follow Keith up on Instagram. Same thing with Brother Cody. Make sure you follow Cody on there so that way we can have just a wild ass assortment of militant lives, just being crazy. Jerry Lewis lives everywhere. Jerry Lewis lives for everybody. So yeah, Sheriff Officer Keith Shibley. Be sure to follow him up on Instagram. Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait. Now that Keith's here, is Keith? Go for it.
I'm asking him. Hold on.
All right.
Just making sure, only because I don't know.
All right.
I'd rather be a little careful about that. Keith, check out your comments, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be an issue. There's nothing secret about it. All right, so Keith plugged us in with Frontline Healing, which is an amazing organization. If you do not know what Frontline Healing is, you need to check it out. They are a great organization, and what they do is it moves mountains for people and gets the obstacles out of their way so that they can get the help that they need. Second to that, they have they're pretty small right now, but they're growing. And in their decision to start growing, they are going to start working with Bowden Family Press, my wife and I, to start making merchandise. So on our website and on their website, if you stay watching, you will be able to start finding merchandise that is approved by them to be able to help support their mission and all the things that they do. Keith is a huge part of Frontline Healing. Jordan speaks highly of him, surprisingly. No, highly. I just thought that was a low shot at your height. But anyways, she has no problem with dwarfs or midgets. She told us that. But Frontline Healing is a great organization, and we're going to help by starting to make their merchandise and getting their name out there so that not only can the clothes be used to generate funds and help them grow, but that way their presence becomes more known. And they work with great organizations like Hunters 7 Foundation, which Hunters 7 Foundation is a call sign for a colonel, if I remember right, that was killed in action. And Chelsea and her husband, she's vice president, her husband's president of the organization. They did amazing things for me and my wife last year. We were in financial binds and in dire straits, and they just straight paid a couple things off that we didn't expect. We just asked for a little help, and all of a sudden, a lot of help came, and it wasn't anything like we were expecting. And I know that Chelsea and Jordan are a lot alike, and Frontline Healing will do what they got to do to get you the help you need.
See, perfect. You know, Keith Shibley introduced this platform to the Frontline Healing Foundation a while back. Keith, I went down and got to hang out with Brother Keith for a little bit down in Maryland. Fuel the Brave event, really cool event. It was a car show down there. Keith standing there, loud, proud, a little bit gay, but he stood there supporting Frontline Healing Foundation. I was able to get some really cool footage. We're going to be giving it over to Keith soon. You'll see everything that he stands for, and I really appreciate him bringing that organization to my attention for sure. That's what it's about, helping others, right? It's the most important trait. So everybody go over and just share, follow Keith. Go over and follow Keith on Instagram. And we really want to. The faster we can get Keith 120 followers over there, the faster that Keith can jump on and then help you. You can go live at these events. You can see what the work is behind the cameras, you can see that shit live and in action. We were live over there. So, please go over, check it out. I'm not sure what's going on with the pygmies now.
The pygmies?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on over there. The only
Pharmasutra, baby.
You're right, Kurt. The only way to prosper in life is to help others. It's the acts of service. Like Brother Jason taught me that. It's the most restorative method, to bringing yourself back to center. Doesn't matter how much fucked up shit you survive and go through in life. Showing up for other people is it's a very surreal moment when you can do something kind for somebody. It really means the world. So you could just brighten up with all this fucking dark shit that we deal with all the time, just brightening someone's day. And I don't give a fuck. They'll never talk about it. Positive things rarely go talked about, but a negative, it spreads like fucking wildfire. Good night, Morning Star. He's getting some sleep. You know what? It must be nice to be able to go to bed and feel like you can rest, because I am going to get off. When I get off of this live, I'm going to go back to work.
Editing.
All this new content. Keith, we're over here in the new studio. East Coast is now, Roll the Bones, we staked the flag. Cody's got a new studio over there in Colorado. But this is also his office out here. So when he comes out here, trust me, he'll be sitting with some fucking heavy hitters out here conducting all kinds of great stuff. We're also going to be going harassing secret societies.
Yep.
We're going to be out there doing stuff. We're going to be actually putting it together. Roll the Bones is going to be we're going to be heading out into the community. We're going to show up at different events. We got the tents. We got everything we need. Trust in Louis Daniel. That's another friend of ours. Louis Daniel is a longtime friend of mine, getting started into doing our kind of line of work. Follow him up on Instagram every day, starting off light, starting off positive affirmation. Pretty soon he's going to be fucking demented and sick and talking about ghosts and mayonnaise and all kinds of shit.
Hey, and also please start watching One More Message YouTube. I am going to start launching little tits and bits of things that are kind of my opinions. Chris has heard a couple of them, but things that just grind my gears. And things that get stuck in my head and I have an opinion about. One is going to be the tough guy bravado that the world puts off. That back in the 90s when me and Chris grew up, if we had a problem, you just go, everybody in school knew Cody and Chris were going to box at lunch exactly where they were going to fight. But the difference was we would get in a fist fight. The one who won or lost didn't matter. You picked your brother up, whether you won or lost, and you shook his hand and it was done. It was over. Not all this other extra crap that's going on. And then the delinquency of minors. If you have children in your home, or you have children that God has entrusted to you, or a kid that you have adopted, or a kid that you've taken, into your care, don't fuck them up. Be the best version of yourself possible and make sure that kid does better than you in life. Don't be scared to let them be better than you, because if we all produce better kids today, the world 20 years from now won't be so fucking scary when they take over the presidency. But if you just think about the kids that don't even know they got to pay a power bill to keep their lights on or get out of their mama's basement, that one day is going to be elected president, and we are going to be alive for that. So if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what can. But at the end of the day, take care of your youth, take care of your children, and guide them in the right way.
Yeah, you know
Sorry.
what? Encouraging a child to use drugs, encouraging a child to hurt others, encouraging a child to participate in violent action. You know, the stuff that in a person that you're hearing the words and you know who you are. Encouraging somebody, a child, to move forward into a man's game that ends in death is not an intelligent thing to do. It's not an act of heroism.
No.
Now, trust me, I'm gonna watch the video that Brother Cody's gonna put out, and then we're gonna handle so that way I can build my half of that with him, and we're gonna do an entire live covering now. It has been the lives we've been slacking on certain things, not really slacking, it's just building. You know what the thing is like, I will always stand here as, you know, Cody, everybody in this family, we're going to stand here and we're going to audit fucking aberrant behavior. We're going to audit anybody that's going to do harm. And there's some individuals that are learning that I'm not somebody that's going to be pressed, pushed, broken. Ultimately, when you look at me by certain individuals, I want you to see one thing. I'm built, not bought. Like, everything that I have was built through hard work. And I try to instill that same mentality into my own kids. Like, so when you go out and encourage the next generation to go do stupid shit, stuff that you weren't willing to do yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, trust me, don't mistake this family, our acts of kindness, for weakness. I promise you. Yeah. You'll get run the fuck down very fast, very hard. And I will. Don't make me make this a public thing, because
Absolutely.
I will.
You know, and it's not about what's taught. And this is from our pastor. I'm not taking credit for this, but he tells us all the time, it's not about what's taught. It's about what's caught. It's what your kids see you do and they watch you do that matters more than what you say to them, because they do realize that sometimes we're fucking hypocrites, and that's okay. It happens. I tell my kids all day long, you better watch your mouth, stop cussing, I'm gonna wash it out with soap, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. And that's something I know in my heart I got to work on. And I try to. I don't call them motherfuckers, but I try to work on my language better so that way I'm more professional, more acceptable. And, you know, and it's not that I think God's going to send me to hell for using cuss words, because it's all about the intent and the meaning behind them. But it's still, I can present myself with a better vocabulary than that.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not some perfect parent.
No.
I don't think
I'm not saying that about you.
What's that?
I wasn't saying you're not a perfect parent. Sorry, I kind of chimed that wrong.
I was, but yet I'm joining you on what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
like, trust me, I was so panicked when my wife told me she was pregnant. I read everything I could, and I'm gonna tell you, none of these fucking things were in the brochures. You know, what do you aren't prepared when one of your kids is hiding turds in a doll's vest. You're not prepared for those moments. Trust me. But the thing is that as angering and frustrating as, you know, being a parent can be, you have to, like, you know, you correct them when they're fucking making mistakes. You know, and a correction doesn't mean put their head through the fucking wall. Sometimes I'll raise my voice. You know, I'll definitely tell them to sit the fuck down. You know what I mean? It doesn't make it right, but it's like, I don't understand those that will literally physically brutalize their kids.
Mm-hmm.
the ESRB is that's the rating for the video game rating system.
Oh, okay.
Like you see like the M or like whatever, but and I certainly would not encourage my children to be doing destructive criminal acts. Sometimes, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good in a fight you may think you are. There's always a bigger and badder fish out there that's going to eventually humble you in a bad way. And it's like, and that's the thing. It's like, I think I try to teach my kids, if you're going to don't back the fuck down. But sometimes walking away from a situation is always that's a bigger statement. You know what I mean? Not everything. What are you going to do? You're going to be my age, back problems, neck problems. You can't go on half deaf. Fucking.
And nobody's got I'm cool because I went to prison card, do they? Did anybody get anything beneficial out of prison? Because I didn't. I didn't get anything. And I don't find pride in telling people I went to prison, but it's part of my story. I'm proud of who I am now. I'm proud of the man it made me become. But to become an institutionalized slug does nothing. To learn how to depend off the government and just return that favor back to them, it's no positive thing, And like Kurt says, he never laid a hand. Me neither. I had a heavy hand when my dad raised me, but with my kids, it's more the action. The action, like I could tap them on the butt and they act like I just smacked them halfway across the house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, you catch one of these up the back of the head, like, what do you like?
Yeah.
Like they do something. What are you, fucking retard? Like knock it off.
Yeah.
But the thing I will not tolerate, but and people can take it whichever which way. There was a situation where my son was involved in bullying another kid who happened to be handicapped. And I had we didn't get his ass beat, but I yoked him up and let him, and, obviously the shock and awe in that moment, I was like, now I want you to think about how that kid felt. It's like, in that, I haven't had a problem with that shit since. You know what I mean? It takes sometimes it just takes that aggressive moment to make him see sense. I'm not going to let a kid bully I'm not going to have my son be out there bullying motherfuckers, especially somebody who's handicapped. Like,
no,
the type of sick shit he's out. And I know he's a young kid making stupid choices. We all done some stupid shit in our lives. But that's that generation. That's the YouTube generation. Like, it's keyboard warrior mentality in the real world.
Yeah. And like what we try to instill in our kids, and this is something Yali said something amazing, that like, she had to act a certain way, even though that's not how her life really was, right? So like nobody ever guessed that there was probably things going on with her because she was well behaved, never said anything. And sadly enough, that we have to teach our children that when they're out in this world, not every one of the kids have it as nice as our kids, right? They don't have the games that they play. They don't have 3 meals. They don't have 2 parents that love them and care about them. They don't have a warm roof over their head. There's so many things. They could be getting physically abused. Worse, there could be other types of abuse. And you never know that kid, their life might only have one safe space. And that is the fucked up 7-8 hours they go spend at a school with a bunch of assholes that are entitled and spoiled little brats that don't know what they got. So you always got to be kind and loving to the people that you don't know what's going on in their life.
You're right. And you know what? And a prime example, and I've had this conversation with the boy, so I can at least bring it up. Those that know me quite well, my oldest is not my biological son, but I'll tell you right now, that's my son. And as much as I want to boot him in the ass sometimes, trust me, he knows how to fucking press my buttons. But I not legally adopted him, but his father's a deadbeat piece of shit. And I know you fucking watch my shit, bro. I know who you are. Like, and I'm saying it to you direct. Fucking coward ass motherfucker. You try to twist this kid up mentally in bad ways. And me and my wife had to dedicate so much time. And thankfully, we have so many positive people that help unwire that darkness that they're trying to put in him. But the thing is not everybody's meant to be a parent. And this guy, I can't understand this thing. This guy wrote his own son off 2 years ago. Told him that's it. He hasn't talked to him in almost 2 years. Doesn't lose sleep about it. Don't even fucking try to contact the kid. And you know what? And I know he's busted up. And I know my son is confused on that thing. And I don't want him, because trust me, Connor, I lash out at the world in bad ways because of the suffering and the bullshit that I had to go through. And I took that out on a lot of people in really negative ways. If you see that the family, because, this family and everybody here, because I know he watches, I know his friend Ryan's here too. I'm telling this to you publicly. So you see that these are all broken individuals, but that doesn't count us down. Not now, not ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I know he's confused by it. I know he doesn't understand it. You're dealing with the question of why am I not worth it? You are worth it. He's not worth your fucking time. You know what? He can't pick up the fucking phone to make a move to help you. He's not worth your fucking time, kids. Don't carry that weight. I've told you this yourself, and I want you to see the way to respond to the family. And it's like, I left the criminal world to be a father. I walked away in situations that could have gotten me fucking murdered, that you don't just get to walk away from. To be a father to my daughter and to him. So I don't fucking take this situation lightly. And it's like, and the other person that you're instilling dark and aberrant behavior into a child that he believes that's the way you have to respond as an adult. No, dude, that's not what you do. It's not a fucking, that is not intelligent. Kids just need somebody in their corner. Kids need to know that they got somebody looking out. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They just need somebody to know that somebody's looking out. And I tell you right now, my son knows, my daughter knows, and my youngest knows. They can look at me and they've seen it. And I'm still upset with myself. Like when I got arrested back in the fall, somebody threatened, my childhood abuser threatened my kids. And I showed up in a bad way. Confronted, booted through that door. So you can look at it two ways. My kids all seen a guy that showed up for them. They know I'll fucking handle them bad. I don't give a fuck who they are. But the other thing that they saw is they saw the broken individual, like that child in me, so torn, so mad, so furious, all that hate and that contempt. It's not a good thing. That's not Connor, I'm not proud of that moment. Make no mistake. Am I apologizing for it? No. I apologize to you. I won't apologize to that individual.
No.
Just because you can inflict violence on somebody does not make you a powerful person.
Not
if that's what you have to immediately resort to, you're a weak individual. That's just a fact.
And you're absolutely right, where him understanding his value is not entangled in somebody loving you, right? The same thing is that if you do have a parent or that is negatively influencing you, I've learned over the past couple of years of my life and in dealing with kids in youth ministry that, wow, I can actually really impact a kid from a distance and not even intentionally do it.
Right.
And that humbles me. I say that very proudly and very humbly, humbly, however you say that. Right, that
is that what you said?
Humbly, I don't know. It's maybe I am saying it right, but for instance, we had a kid that went to church with us a whole bunch, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, I want to get baptized," and I'm like, "Say what?" I was kind of shocked by it, and their explanation of why was very personal and very between me and him. I wasn't expecting it to have anything to do with me, and all of a sudden he's like, this and that, but. And me and you are the same way. It doesn't matter whose the kid is or whose kid they are. If they are a kid and they need somebody to support and love them, we don't care. We'll step right in there. and I will make sure that somehow you're supported in the way you need to be supported. I don't care if your parents hate me or not. I'm going to be right there to give you the advice that you ask for. You know,
Yeah.
and just like I said respectfully, you don't have to disrespect your parent, but if your parent tells you, "Hey, I want you to go play in traffic," you could say kindly, "Dad, I'm not going to play in traffic today. I don't think that's a smart idea." But you disobeying him and being respectful about it are two different things, right? And you don't always have to take the advice that you see or the advice that you're given, because some people are stuck in a world that they don't understand themselves, and then they push it onto their kids, or they're not willing to get the help and fix it or even admit that they're fucking lying to begin with, right? And they push it onto a kid, and then they're thinking, "Oh, well, I'm going to live vicariously through this kid." Well, you're ruining that kid. And it's not fair to the kid.
Right.
These kids that are mean, they act out and they do terrible things, it's because of bad parenting. There's maybe a few psychos out there that fall in the sociopath, clinical definition, and it's probably like literally 5 out of a million that maybe fall into that category. And then you really do the truth and you look at the truth of it, and it's the parents not willing to be good parents.
Yep.
I tell my kids, yes, I went to prison. Yes, I committed crimes. Yes, I was a drug dealer. But those things were terrible things about me. And those are not who make me a man today. And yes, I lost my first son because I went to prison. I would have fought and kept him. I would have been able to financially provide for him, but the state said I couldn't keep him. And at the end of the day, I'm blessed that he didn't see that father at all. And now I'm fighting to get back into his life so I can be a positive father. But just because you think you're cool, or, like you said, parenting didn't come with a handbook for us either. It's not that we figured it out. It's that we learned that we don't want our kid to be less than what we are or the same as us. If my son turns out to be like me now, today, not 15 years ago, now, I
Yeah.
did something right. I did something really right. If they do better, then I did something even more amazing. And that means I'm leaving this world with something better than myself. And just because they're better than me doesn't mean I'm a failure at all. It just
Yeah.
means I love them more than I loved myself.
Absolutely, dude. You have to, like, kids need somebody strong that's seen some shit and gone through some shit to give them some guidance. Why do you think so many people gravitate to Jason?
You're right.
Sometimes Jason, like I told you this once before, you can speak to so many different people in so many different avenues and so many you are able to move between so many different worlds. You know what I'm saying? And help people in all of these realms. And that's what I want for my kids. I want my kids to wake up one day and realize that they definitely had, parents that gave a shit. Definitely be grateful for what, the life that they have. But I mean, hell, when we get off this live, I'm going to go home and hang out with my kids. Because I know these motherfuckers are still awake.
Yanni, so you said in the comments, parents always want their kids to do better than they did. I always get told that. If that was true, I wouldn't have to say any of this. I live in Colorado where weed was second. I think we were the second state to legalize weed. Unfortunately, there is a growing population of parents that thinks it's okay for their 13, 14, 12, 18, or 17-year-old kid to be smoking weed, to be drinking, to be smoking cigarettes, to be vaping. All those things are harming your child. To condone violence and fist fighting. If you're sticking up for somebody that's being bullied, and if my son gets in a fist fight with somebody because they're getting picked on, absolutely protect yourself, put hands on them. But if you're the one that's going out and picking the fight, trying to be the badass, just know somebody's always bigger than you. And that's when I say, not all parents actually mean it when they say, I want my kid to do better than me. They're just full of shit, and they say what every other good parent actually says. And they're behind a smoke and mirror and a bunch of lies.
It's
and
become a cliche phrase.
Right,
and that's
it is.
And like what Dre's saying right here, he's like, due to medical reasons, I could never have my own kids. but I'm Uncle Dre to about 50 of my friends' kids. It's a nice consolation. But Dre, don't devalue the importance.
No way.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like, you know, I'm the uncle to a few kids myself. Like, my brother don't got kids. I don't have like any nieces and nephews like that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if one of my friends' kids, if Cody's kids, they called me and was like, you know, hey, there's a, you know, we have a problem. I'm gonna do whatever I can. I don't give a fuck if 3,000 miles away.
Yep.
You watch how fucking fast I get on a plane.
I mean, in Dre, to be exact, I have been around his kids for roughly 14 days total, less than, right? 5 and 7, I think, 12 maybe. 4 or
Yeah.
5, I don't know. We'll call it 14, right? But we've spent some really good time in the car having good conversations. And Will, his youngest, ask him. He said something actually kind of he told me, he was like, you wouldn't believe what he said today. I don't remember what he said exactly, so I don't want to quote it, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yep. He was pretty much, I can't remember, like a little bit tired, but you know, basically he just really, he loved, like, you know, I love Uncle Cody. I want to, when's he coming back? You know, that kind of stuff. But you know, it meant
And he
a
was
lot.
doing something. He was doing something that made you proud. I can't remember what he was doing. It was something he was like, Uncle Cody says to do this, and
Oh yeah,
it was.
One sec.
You cut out it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't really remember like exactly off the top of my head, but it's been a long day. But you know what? I'm very proud of my kids. I want my kids to just know, just don't do stupid things. Like, just don't put yourself, you know what, do the stupid things as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to make the dumb mistakes. It's how you learn. Just don't do dangerous shit. You know, especially my kids have a, like, even your kids, they have a rare opportunity, and they have people in their lives that not a lot of people have access to. So their life is a little bit strange, and I get it. But I know they're excited about it. Like, you know, when you got Keith the cop and you got fucking, you know, Matt Patunas, and he was wild as a motherfucker. But
Yeah.
they got you, they got Jason, they got, you know, Anthony, Billy. Like, they have a lot of really cool and inspiring people. Like, they have a fountain of wisdom around them.
Yeah, the wizard says about his daughter. Your daughter, I don't know if I try to get in a fist fight with it. If that's the daughter we're talking about, she looks like she would strangle you, bro. if she would climb up you like a spider monkey and snap your neck.
But I'm glad Wizard. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna. I would never have that conversation without you present. But I was there. I was there when his daughter. I've known Wizard a long time, and his daughter's a good kid. She was what's it called? In just living a kid's life, dude. Like, she's definitely learning finding her way in the world. But yeah.
She's kid size, but she's not kid age, I guess, right?
No, I'm not. I wouldn't even bother. Like, I'd just walk in front of a bus. Like, like, I would just I would just keep it intelligent and just walk in front of a fucking tractor trailer and just let the world shake.
Bro, that.
But yeah, it's nice, but we have, but the thing is we have a responsibility, especially in Wizard, like, I don't want Connor. I don't want, Will. I want that for my daughter. I don't want my daughter to be with someone like I was. I don't want that. You don't want that for your son either. You know what I mean? It's just a road of death, destruction, and chaos. But that's why it's important, and my kids see that. I know Connor. I think my oldest. I think he gets it. Why the importance of sitting down with people. Like, it's not the conversations you see on the camera. It's the one that take place off camera, in the DMs, in the private video calls. Those are the ones. That's where the real work happens. That's where the real work happens. All right. So I don't want to cut it off here, but my camera's about to die. The iPad. But I think you should take it out, dude.
Everybody, family, real quick, with Roll the Bones now, it's 50-50 me and Chris. If you missed the beginning of the live, he made the announcement last night. But we especially want to ask you to please go check out Brother Jason and One Light and everything he's got going on. He's an amazing man to begin with. His story is amazing. His mission has became even more amazing than it originally was. If you haven't checked out Bowden Family Press or my brain's farting, or any of my videos at Cody.Bowden on Instagram, please go check them out. It's all my stuff about being a donor. And if you just share those videos as much as you can, the more that it gets out, the more it helps me. And we're working to get Red her channel of Pharma Sutra. We got to convince her that that is the name because it truly is. What else? What am I missing?
Oh, wait. The fuel that make of the Roll the Bones podcast, the
Patso one. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't got a
Made
bottle.
in America. Yeah, how the hell are you going to forget the man that was the first face of the platform? This was just I know it was kind of all over the place, a little hangout live. We had a little bit of laughs. We talked about ghosts. We talked about all kinds of stuff. It was fun. Me and Cody are going to get on a consistent live schedule. We're not going to let pool leagues and all this other nonsense get in the way. We're gonna, we're gonna be getting busy. The new interview cycles stay up because the new trailer for that's coming out. You're gonna see what I've been up to, and it's fucking crazy. We're officially in a professional studio now. I mean, we do have high-end camera gear now. I'm just excited. There's gonna be some fucking big announcements upon the release of the trailer. I'm hoping to have the concepts ironed out with Cody and Matt. We are working on something huge. Keith, I have to talk to you about it still. And I have to talk to Brother Jason and Aunt about it as well. But can I call you later? Yeah, I suppose. It depends on how later, because it is midnight where I'm at.
Also, please check out Keith Shibley and Frontline Healing. Their mission's great and everything like that. And for all you lames that you know who we're talking about, Flounders and Johnson and fucking caned up, damn, I missed it. I've jacked it up. But if you hang out in a pool hall with a cane bragging about yourself, that's what I think. Fucking nerds.
What did it say?
It says fucking nerds.
Yes. Hell yeah. Yeah. So, also, I just want to throw in one more thing on the way out. Kayla, after I make this statement, you can hit the end live. My wife's controlling everything from my house. I want to thank everybody in the family that showed up from the Jerry Lewis lives. Yarn and Doctor. We asked JD to give our Margaret. JD Delay has given me a lot of shout outs over the last year. He's actually subscriber number 400 it's like in the low 400s. So yeah, JD's been riding with this platform for a long time. I could promise you that. But I want to thank everybody that showed up to all the Jerry Lewis lives. The kids actually came back from summer camp today. We were able to come together. It's the first of many future calls to action and a little initiative. Not everything is going to be is going to cost money. Brother Kurt, good night, and God bless Roll the Bones on the daily. Kurt, I'm eagerly awaiting the day that I sit in this room across from you, Brother Kurt.
Can I share that last text message from one of the kids real quick?
Yes.
One of the kids, the text message, the last time we texted today, because they're home with their family and obviously busy and glad to be with home with their family. Yep. But I told him, I said, I hope you remember all the good moments that you had and all the freeing time. And he said, this is going to make me cry. He said that he won't forget this because the one thing that happened is it helped him get closer to Jesus and have a better relationship with Jesus Christ. And if you can nurture any kid's love for Christ or what they believe in or you believe in and is in a better culture person, foster that. And you family did that. You helped us do that. It was amazing, and all the kids had a great time. Thank you.
Salute to to the kids. Salute to this family. I'm proud of the work that we've accomplished. When this launches the whole new era, this is the way we're going. We're gonna run. Matt Patunas is still here. I thought the master of pharmaceutical. I thought he went to bed. Love you, brother. I love you so much. Kurt, I love you, buddy. Guar, I know you already went to bed, but if you watch the rest of it on the playback, I love you, bro. Keith Shibley, Keith, I love you to death, and I hope you know that on a real level. Anybody that proves to be an enemy of this family is an enemy of mine, always.
Absolutely.
And I'll die on that note.
Good night, fam.
I love Matt. Kayla, right after this, you can close me out. Matt, I love you guys like my brothers, but it's not like we are your brothers, brother. Always.
Amen.
Take us out of here.